VirtTuri, the next generation digital assistant. AI assistants are currently seeing massive adoption, and here's just a few reasons why. They provide 24/7 customer service, with many businesses reporting savings of over 30%. They have the capacity to increase e-commerce sales by an average of 67%. They can deliver and even personalize key information to users or patients on demand. However, many AI assistants still fall short of expectations. This is because more than half of us will leave a web page if our question is not answered accurately within 15 seconds. In fact, inaccurate and sluggish assistants have been proven to reduce purchase rates by up to 80%. Textual assistants with little visual appeal are also limiting the learning opportunity for the majority of us who better respond to visual stimulus. A lack of visual reference to a specific age, gender, or ethnic group is also reducing levels of trust, and therefore the desired action. And lastly, 86% of us still simply prefer speaking to a human over AI. In healthcare, across many sectors, patient education is inadequate, especially concerning manageable ailments and their respective self-care procedures. Take asthma, for example. Due to limited and inadequate asthma patient education resource, 93% of asthma sufferers misuse their inhalers, ultimately leading to emergency admissions. This, in turn, leads to over 1,000 preventable asthma-related deaths in the UK, costing the NHS £49 million every year. And these figures are increasing. Now consider a recent NICE study which proved that with focused inhaler training in place, costs as well as emergency admissions declined by a massive 50%. It's our belief that the next generation of digital assistant will help improve disease awareness, introduce personalized and far more engaging self-management plans, as well as conduct regular self-care management checks, identifying where there may be room for improvements. Our journey started 4 years ago, when we set out ambitions to combine a textual machine learning assistant with an AI-driven, hyper-realistic human avatar. The purpose? To support the notion that an indistinguishable human assistant, which could provide rapid, accurate, and highly visual healthcare guidance, would enhance the management of a patient's well-being through a deeper, more meaningful comprehension. 2 highly rated knowledge transfer partnerships.
Hello, my name is Professor David Marshall from Cardiff University. I'm here to tell you about a recently completed KTP project with Orbital Media. The project concerned taking in a recording of a video, that's the audio and the video, a bit like me speaking now, and then learning the correlations via machine learning of the audio and the video. We can then take in some new input audio and synthesize some realistic new video recordings. The projects that we were concerned with were medical facing. We were looking at synthesizing a virtual GP, offering advice on general medical matters, but also maybe on specific treatments. One thing we discovered during this project is that you are now able to actually generate from text a convincing person-specific piece of audio. So now we are investigating text to speech to video for a given person. This would be a very efficient way to generate new avatars.
I'd say that the top problem is out of distribution generalization. The machine learning systems we have right now fail to extrapolate, and that's probably because they don't know what they don't know. To give an example, if you train a machine learning system to differentiate between images of men and images of women, and then you show it an image of a frog, it will be very confident that it's either a man or a woman. It will fail to acknowledge that this is a frog. I mean, it doesn't know the concept. This is something humans don't really do. The second of an issue is catastrophic forgetting. Machine learning systems fail to build upon previous knowledge incrementally. Humans do that all the time, and it's very beneficial for us. To give an example, if you train a machine learning system how to ride a bicycle, and you follow that up with training the same system on how to drive a car, the machine learning system will forget how to drive a bicycle instead of building knowledge on top of previous knowledge.
VirtTuri now consists of a highly accurate, fast and concise machine learning NLP assistant, which improves with every interaction. This, combined with a hyper-realistic human avatar, engages the audience in a far more meaningful way. The avatar can represent different genders, ages, ethnic groups, and can speak multiple languages. The unexpected consumer healthcare demand. VirtTuri is now being widely adopted by consumer healthcare brands. This is because the technology is one of the only fully regulation-compliant solutions on the market, saving days of adverse event and pharmacovigilance reporting. What's more, it's delivering over 95% accuracy, assisting users with ailment management and product inquiries outside of regular office hours, equating to 65% of the total web traffic. This in turn has led to an increase of 67% in online sales through strategic signposting, along with deep consumer insights, which is helping to mold marketing strategies. A nation of far better informed self-carers, our public health pathway. VirtTuri is preparing for an initial public sector deployment to over 100,000 patients across East Anglia, the aim being to enhance and support population well-being, particularly in relation to managing minor ailments. Aside from the obvious improvements to patient education, the opportunity is to reduce unnecessary minor ailment-related visits to the surgery, which cost the NHS over £2 billion every year. A positive knock-on effect being the ability to free up our GPs to focus on the patients requiring greater levels of care. Additionally, we're focused on building levels of trust, especially within ethnic minority groups and more remote communities. And we will achieve this through relevant, visual representation and far more personalized and accurate levels of care and advice. Reducing the financial burden on the NHS, along with the reduction of wider environmental costs, remains important to our work, along with correctly identifying when it's necessary for a patient to visit their GP using a system of red flags. What's next? In relation to healthcare specifically, there are many problems that require solving. Work is underway in relation to training the avatar technology to comprehend emotion from a user's voice or text, allowing it to respond empathically. In time, we will also be looking to conduct a real review of the diagnostic challenge. In addition to supporting patients with minor ailments, there are some interesting questions being raised around the use of the technology to help tackle challenges such as the loneliness epidemic, potential support for dementia and Alzheimer patients, mental health cognitive behavioral therapy, as well as program guidance for care and recovery from medical procedures. Whilst healthcare is an obvious pathway for a technology such as VirtTuri, almost all facets of life are set to benefit, including education. With an unprecedented demand for online tuition, VirtTuri will soon be trialled as a support function for educators, providing 24/7 support around specific topics for students. The indications are that this will enhance retention of information and potentially lead to purely AI-based teaching on a totally flexible basis. Right now, we are also reviewing deployment opportunities in finance, telecommunications, electronics, automotive, public services, and utilities. An exciting road ahead. AI digital assistant technologies will continue to advance rapidly over the coming years, improving in intelligence, accuracy, interactivity, whilst becoming that little bit more human thanks to the likes of emotional semantics. The challenge right now, however, remains in obtaining quality, usable data needed to train AI. High developmental costs. The costs to obtain, label and train AI, along with the time required to develop AI technologies over more traditional software technologies. Ethical implications. Machines don't have ethical implications. They will always fulfill given tasks without considering the ethical ramifications. And finally, talent deficit. Even brilliant data scientists rarely have enough software engineering skills to solve some of the more complex challenges AI will challenge us with.